Hello, thank you for stopping by my kitchen. Today I am making tiramisu. This recipe was given to me by an old colleague and friend of mine, Daniella, and it's an Italian recipe as Daniella's parents are Italian. And yes, she gave me the recipe. I am so very honoured for her to give me the recipe, and she has given me permission to share it with you. I made sure, don't worry. So let's get started. We need to separate 2 eggs to start with. And what I do here is I separate over a 3rd bowl. So I have 3 bowls, one for the white, one for the yolk, and one to crack the egg over. There, so we'll put the yolks in there and the whites in this bowl. The reason why I do this is because if, for instance, this egg, the yolk split, it wouldn't split in that white, so we would only waste 1 egg instead of 2. Hopefully it won't, hopefully it'll be fine, but always risky separating eggs on camera. There, that's perfect. So it's the whites we need first. So we'll put the 2 whites in a mixing bowl. And we'll whisk those up until they become soft peaks. So this is what we're looking for. If I bring that up, it peaks up. That's perfect. So we'll set the egg whites aside, and in this bowl I'm going to put the 2 egg yolks and 100 grams of icing sugar. And we'll add the icing sugar gradually. We'll just whisk the egg yolks and the icing sugar. Icing sugar's the messiest thing, it goes everywhere. Just scrape down the sugar from the sides of the bowl so that all gets incorporated. Here I have 2 tubs of 250 grams each, making 500 grams. Oh, this stuff is lovely. So I'll just whisk these tubs in one at a time. So then all we do is take the egg white that we whisked earlier and fold it into the mascarpone mixture. There, perfect. Now it's time to construct the tiramisu. So for the construction, here we have the sponge fingers, the coffee, and the cream mixture. So on the bottom of the bowl, we need to just put a layer of sponge fingers. So what I do is I dip 3 sponge fingers in the coffee. Quickly turn that one over. I normally find that that's about right for softness. If you leave them in too long, they get too soft and you can't pick them up. This is cold coffee. We'll fill in that gap later. see this one's split. This is what I was waiting for, so we can use a split one. Put that to the edge there, so that's filled in that little hole. Of course it does depend on what size your bowl is. We're just making a layer really. If you're using any liquor, it will go into the coffee here. So you could use brandy, Tia Marie, and it would just be a shot of whatever you want to use, but I'm not using anything today, I'm just using coffee. In fact, I've never made it with, I don't drink, so I've never made it with alcohol. But Daniella does inform me that you can make it with brandy, Tia Maria, whiskey, whatever you like really. So I'll just pop that little half on the edge there, I don't know, yeah, you can see that. And that's the bottom filled. And I fill this little dish up with more coffee. So now we just put a layer of cream onto these sponge fingers. So just less than half the amount of cream you've got really. You want a slightly thicker layer from the top, so just cover them. Now for the next layer. Need a little more coffee for the last few. 1, 2, 3. That looks as though we're gonna end up perfect. That can fit in there. Or maybe this one will fit in the middle. There, that's good. And that one can fit on that little edge there. There. So now all remains to do is put the final layer of the cream on the top. And just dot this about, it's easier to distribute then, evenly over the top. While I've got just a little bit left in my bowl, I'm just going to spread it out because there might be a place where I'm desperately needing a little more. So. Perfect. So all that remains now is to just sprinkle it with some cocoa powder. Completely cover the top with cocoa powder. And it will need to be put in the fridge for 2 hours to set, at least 2 hours. It's better set overnight, but so if you were making it for an occasion, you would make it the day before, probably. Would be better unless you got up very early in the morning. What is the time now? It's 1 o'clock, so we'll be having this for tea tonight, but probably not till about 7, so that would be 6 hours, that would be fine. And what's lovely about this dish is that you can have it, it's the sort of dish, this is why I'm making it at this time of year for Easter, when you've got people about in the house, you can just go back and take a little bite and yeah, it's lovely. I'll just tidy up those edges. That cocoa powder comes off quite easily. And that will now go into the fridge for, as I say, at least 2 hours. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you again next week.